Hey, it's Oska from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Tom from the Front Runner Colombo.
Kat from Back on Track Sports.
And you are listening to Run Spesh, our weekly running specialty podcast where we talk about the human locomotive movement we call running and everything that goes into it, everything we think about. Well, maybe not everything we think about while we're doing it because we're trying to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Mine turns into politics when I'm out there. It's weird.
Does it? Well, I'll reintroduce us. And just like Trump, we back.
Oh, no.
We're making running great again.
Yeah. One episode at a time.
Yeah, we're gonna disclose all the relevant information. I'm saying how many NDAs are we going to just get rid of?
Yeah.
All of them.
Welcome to it. The whole point of this is to keep you company on one of your runs during the week. But like running with us, keep you company, maybe make you laugh a little bit. Hopefully you might learn something and are entertained while you're running. And for the first time ever, I listened to one back while I was running because I was like, if I'm going to say to people that that's what they should do, then maybe I should do it once.
Which one did you listen to?
Last week's.
Nice.
Well, just because I actually finished listening to another one and then our one came on automatically.
You're like, oh yeah, this is actually quite good.
And listening to yourself is odd.
It's so weird. You just sound just different.
Do you disassociate? Like I got to the point where I didn't feel like I was listening to me. I was listening to someone with you two.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
It was
I
like
do that.
I tried to, and there's sometimes like
I'd
you listen
struggle.
to yourself and you cringe. Eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be me. I'm just cringing at
Just-
myself.
I-
Did I really say that?
But what I
Is that
found,
what I sound like?
what I found quite funny was sometimes we don't pick up on everything that each one of us is saying because we're pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
But there's some funny as shit.
That
Like
just
some
goes on.
one-liners from you guys, it just quips. And I'm like, oh,
I
Dang.
didn't
The
remember
Tom's
say
that.
that.
actually funny.
I've been hanging out with this dude for like 7 years. I didn't know he was funny as hell. You've matured into your humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Great.
Maybe we need to update your Tinder profile.
Brings it out of me.
You can have one,
Do you not have one?
No, I do, yeah,
Oh, you
but
do.
I'm probably going to get rid of it.
just
know-
like your Strava.
I had one of those. I had one of those. I was this year's old when I figured it out moments about like Tinder being like a hot flame, like wood burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put two and two together. Like, I didn't.
To be fair, yeah, if you're not thinking of it like
No.
that, it just does look a
True.
little bit
I was like,
weird.
man, it's
Yeah.
a weird thing for a dating app.
Yeah.
Why do you call it dating?
Dating
app?
apps suck, man.
Do they?
Yeah, that is stupid.
Oh, okay.
Go to a bar then. Just meet someone.
I don't
there.
drink.
You can
drink
order a
lemonade.
lemon, lime, and bitters.
Like,
Just say you're drinking
I
gin
don't
and
drink.
tonics.
I don't go out.
You
New Year's remind me of why I don't go to town. It's
talked
so bad.
Uh,
Like, oh, yeah, it's just
oh well, we've done
not
well.
my kind of fun.
We've done well not to talk about Tom's dating life for
There's not much to talk
Couple of
about.
weeks.
So
couple of weeks. So Mac is back.
yeah, we actually have a
Bro, I appreciate Mac.
list
good.
to somewhat follow.
And even though last week was a little chaotic, I thought we did okay. But man, does it feel good to
Have some structure.
have some structure back on my
Yeah.
life. It just made me realize how unstructured I am.
It's nice
But
to
that's
escape
okay
though.
too. We can't all be
Escape the
structured.
chaos.
Probably
Yeah.
is okay. So previous poll. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Sorry.
Keeping that in.
Yeah, we're keeping that in. It's real, you know. We're
We're
in
running
the
a
store.
business.
we
Yeah.
are running a business. We are running a business. Poll from 2 weeks. So it was 2 weeks since we recorded because we were operating 1 year in advance because we knew that last week we were all going to be out of the ways
We're all on
and
holiday.
doing stuff. Actually, well,
Commitment we
Tom
have.
worked the biggest week he's probably worked in 6
Oh,
months
gosh.
because we keep getting an SOS call because
Oh yeah,
the big dogs were away.
yeah,
But that's okay.
it's good. Get
So-
the shit running.
Yeah, keep the shit running. Keep some technical knowledge flowing. So the poll from last week was one that Katie came up with. Katie's my wife, who those people who have not listened from the start of us going. The podcast poll, at a red light, do you
Oh yeah.
jog on the spot at the
Absolutely.
lights like a psychopath,
Absolutely not.
wait like a normal human for it to go green,
Yep.
play chicken at every available opportunity?
I mean, I'm probably
I actually
choosing
know the
latter.
lights that I run through now, so I know when they're going to turn
Yeah,
green
you-
before they do. So
Until the person who controls everything is like, heh.
Yeah, screw you. I'm changing it this week. Bam.
dead.
Yeah. Whoa, it went dark real fast. So we had nearly 200 votes. 2% of people jog on the spot like a psychopath.
You guys are psychos.
Cam Clark's one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Cam.
Sorry, calling you out.
Yeah,
but
maybe
you got to stop that, brother.
maybe he uses some of that enthusiasm to take the lead in a race every now and again. Before the bell. Wait like a normal human being for it to go green was 43%, which I guess is like
Standard.
90 odd.
Yeah.
And then play chicken at every available opportunity was 55%.
That's kind of funny.
So I'm wondering how many
That
times.
sums up runners.
I'm just wondering how many times and how many fake accounts Dryden made to get that
Yeah,
to get it to
that's
50, to get it to
just
55%. So there you go. And this week's poll, which we will put up, is waist belt or handheld or raw dog for a 2-hour run. Yeah, like hot. So summertime. I probably could have done with a wee bottle this morning. We'll get to training shortly, but so handheld, waist belt, raw dog. What are you guys doing?
Shit.
Cat's
Waist.
raw dog in it.
Well, yeah, I would, yeah. I did the Lake Dunkston rail trail
yeah?
one time, and I was told it was 19K, and I was like, man, I can get through that. It was hot as shit day, and it's actually really hilly and hard. Turns out I got to 19, and there was no end in sight. I was like,
no.
where the hell's the end?
How far was
Another
it?
like 5 or 6K past that.
That's like half an hour too,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah.
Yeah, it
need
turned my
something for
90
that.
minutes into like 2 hours. I really wish I'd had some water.
So you're going waist belt?
I'd go waist belt now.
See-
I'm smart. I need the fuel.
This actually ties in because I've been using the sweat sensor,
Oh.
which has had some valuable information. I sweat a lot of fluid, but not a crazy amount of sodium. So
You're a wet man.
yeah, so I am indeed, especially out of the water, out of the swim. Yeah, now that I know that, I'd probably, I don't know. I mean, like waist belt is probably less intrusive, but then I also don't mind running with a gel in my hand. But I feel like the gel's fine because it's so small and light.
I feel like you're so injury prone. If you had 250 mils in one hand, you'd probably like blow a shoulder.
Get injured on one side. Yeah. My Achilles would be like, no, too much weight. You're done. Yeah, so probably waist belt actually, which I might need to try for Wanaka. But
You know, the best waist belt I've used is probably the Camelback.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
It's so good. It just stays in place. And with the water in the back, it doesn't make much of a difference.
yeah,
Okay. So I think that's a general consensus that probably 3 waist belts.
yeah.
So we'll see what you guys listening think. And we are getting a bit more interaction, which we'll go into later.
Yeah.
So that'll be the poll. I will get that up in time for when the podcast goes up.
Good poll, Katie.
Good
She always
poll.
comes up with good ones.
She's pretty good. Yeah, she's good at a few things. Related to a poll. He was waiting. I was trying to avoid it.
Don't say it.
I was trying to avoid it. Sorry, baby.
Sorry, Katie.
Sorry, Katie. Kat's probably genuinely sorry. I'm still laughing inside. All right. Oscar's Boston Marathon
Yeah, looks like
training.
we're talking about you.
You going to interview me, Tom, or should I just roll through these questions?
Well, I mean, I guess.
Go on,
you're-
Tom.
You're back in marathon mode.
As of today, I ran for 2 hours.
Yeah. So this is the first week in the block, or is it kind of like
yes.
an
So
introduction?
Matt and I talked briefly because we were on holiday last week. We had a nice week in Nelson or Mapua. And so Matt and I talked briefly about kind of how we were going to structure things. Kate and I actually had time to have a conversation about how we were going to structure things. Because obviously it's not just me doing whatever the hell I want, whenever I want. And we kind of landed on I felt like the 3-day structure that I had for Auckland was really good. Like the long run tempo day, the straight long run, and then the threshold interval session. So I'm going to continue that, but I'm going to go to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday with a cruisy weekend, just so that Sunday family day is still like I'm feeling good about that. And
It's actually real nice to do a session on a Friday and then feel like you have the weekend.
yeah.
Is
And like as our son's got a little bit, like he's now 6 months, he's quite a bit more interactive, and Indy's obviously crazy. Like I want to have some energy on a Sunday. I don't want to run like 2.5 hours and then just be a zombie. So, so we've decided on this structure, and so today I did 2 hours in the hills. Turns out the Mizuno Neo Zen is not made for the trails.
That we could have told you for free.
It was great going up. I ran up the Venture Park.
Yep.
Beautiful. They've just relaid it with this nice kind of thick gravel. super nice, and then there's a trail from the chairlift down.
Is it because of Crankworks or is it just?
I don't know. It's just a top up. They've just done a really nice job of it. They've widened it up. The trees have grown quite a bit. It's good shelter. It's a 5.3k climb,
Nice.
481 meters of elevation. So it's like, was that like 8%?
Yeah. Eight and a bit.
8 and a bit. It's pretty savage. And there's some bits where you'd struggle to run. It's quite a new path. So it's started with that, and then we've got a bit of a meaty. We've decided on trying to get through 10 to 14k with a threshold work on a Friday, and we're going to try and run that at half marathon intensity to maintain that leg speed.
Yeah.
So how much hill work are you actually going to do through this block?
Well, so after our conversation with Camille,
Yep.
which was a great episode, if people are new to listening, we interviewed Camille after her Olympic marathon, and obviously the course in Paris was quite hilly, and she felt like she probably overemphasized lots of hills and lost a little bit of leg speed and didn't enjoy. I'm probably slightly different because I love running on the hills and I'm good at it naturally. But I think I'm not going to do anything too different. I'll just do my Monday long, hard tempo runs on the summit road.
Yep.
Which is not unusual for me anyway.
Because you kind of did that for Auckland anyway, right?
Yeah.
Is it Boston fairly similar to Auckland?
Do you know what? Overall elevation, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
fairly
the
similar
way it's
course.
broken up is different, but like it's not dissimilar. And so I think you can probably try and get too specific and then worry yourself, like, am I doing it right? Am I going to, like, all that sort of stuff? And you're driving here and driving there and putting pressure on yourself to do things that aren't time appropriate.
Yeah.
And like we've all got busy lives, so you try and do your best with what allocation you've got. So I think, we'll do a little bit of that, but I think for the most part, like, can you run as fast as you think you need to be able to run? Can you stand on your feet for as long as you think you need to?
And you still need the confidence in like those sessions to know that you can hit the pace you want to hit.
Yep.
And
And if that last 6K is downhill, I need leg speed.
Yeah.
that's right.
Because you're putting all this emphasis on the 1,500 meters you're going to climb a hill the whole 10 weeks you train for, but you're going to spend more time trying to run downhill fast at the back end of a marathon. So how do you have to run down Evans Pass at the end of a workout and try and tempo back to the Sumner Surf Club or something, like to tell yourself, okay, I can get off this hill and then I can get turning again.
Yep.
So it's kind of double-edged sword.
So you've been doing all your training in the Mizunos?
Yeah. Mac has put here, do you need to run exclusively in Puma? I don't know. I haven't had a conversation with Sparky yet.
I think more just so that you're prepared race day, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely went the elites for the Monday run. So I think one thing I did well for Auckland was I just got comfortable running for 2.5 hours in the race shoes. And the great thing about the Puma is they're not super aggressive. You can use them at a variety of paces. So I feel comfortable that I can go and run 2 to 2.5 hours in them.
Yeah.
So that'll be the specific marathon session.
Yep.
And I'll just have quite a short build.
Yeah.
I'm not going to overcook it.
Like 6 weeks.
8
weeks.
I'll do 8 weeks total with 2 weeks at the end taper, or 10 days at the end, because flying obviously kind of ruins that 7 days out. So
What's your idea around like jet lag and flying and things with?
do they say like 1 day per 1 hour or something?
Per hour of travel,
Man,
Or
seriously?
no, per hour of time zone difference or something, like is optimal. But honestly, like who has time for that?
It's not too bad going that way.
Yeah.
It's way worse coming back.
I'd agree with that.
Way worse coming back.
But I will also think about like, do you give yourself time if you get sick on the plane?
Yeah.
To
You just
kind of
gotta
come out of it.
mask
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
No, it's
like-
always a risk though.
Honestly, I just try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Because I think if you think
You can
about
get
it,
so paranoid.
yeah, and you like the more you think about it, the more chance you kind
Anxious
of
you
attract
get.
it, and
Yep.
then so I'm probably more in the camp of like, just go and do your best.
Just
Yeah.
travel.
Wash your hands. Use some
Yeah.
antibacterial stuff. Like masks make me feel anxious, so I'm not gonna I'm not worried. Like I'd rather be calm and chill
Comfortable.
than like
yeah.
Just got to hydrate a lot, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah,
half of the
definitely.
travel is like you get
Yep.
dehydrated and then you get sick.
And I felt really good off the plane in Europe, so it's fine. I'm not too stressed. And obviously, the week before is Christchurch Marathon, so I can't go any earlier.
Yeah, literally.
That's kind of nice. You're like you're just tied into when you can go, so
Yeah.
you have no choice. It's
The other reason we moved the marathon session to a Monday just finally is because Boston is on a Monday.
It's on a Monday.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so there's a couple of reasons we kind of did that.
It's good thinking.
In terms of like goals and stuff, shit, I don't know, man. Well, I'll wait and find out where I start.
Yeah.
If I get to start with the club elite guys, I'm going all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make a difference actually with what group you're going to be surrounded by.
I'll go all in and
Otherwise, it's a time trial.
yeah. Look, and
42K.
I'm grateful for the opportunity either way.
Yeah.
And if I'm there just for a 42K long run through the streets of
Awesome.
Boston,
Yeah.
happy as.
Awesome.
If I get a chance to race as hard as I can, happy as.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
Win-win.
it's a win-win either way. I'm kind of got that's the mentality I'm going in with. I'm going to train as if I'm going to be able to run as hard as I can with support out on course and stuff.
Yeah.
And if I have to make adjustments, I'll make adjustments once we kind of know the plan.
Cool.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. So, do you know what else is exciting? Getting ribbed on YouTube for our training ideas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So here we go. So, someone suggested.
I don't know who you are.
I can find out.
We're calling you out right
No,
now.
we're not calling him out. But I think this is a good opportunity for us to talk about.
That's good. It's interactive.
Isn't,
Right?
and I was thinking about this as I was running. There are certain people who probably could. So what we're talking about, someone commented that Tom could probably run a sub 70-minute half marathon off the bike off 3 days a week of running a week.
Not doing them 3 days in a row, but spreading them out.
Spreading them out. And
I don't think he quite understood what I was meaning either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm running, like, as of last week was the first day I'd put 3 days in a row together in a long time.
Yeah.
Before that, I'd been doing 2, 1 day off, 2, 1 day off kind of thing. And then it was like 3, the next progression is 3, 1 day off, 2.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where I'm just going to sit at for a while now, I think. But yeah, to reply to the question,
In a normal training block, with the run training, how
Yeah.
many sessions, like actual run sessions, would you do?
1.
So you do one. Okay.
Yeah.
So
One run session, 1 long run, and then the rest is easy. And I try to do a set of strides after one of those easy runs, which is like 4 by 15 seconds.
I mean, that's a pretty good balance.
Yeah. That seems to work quite
So
well.
if you were just to do 3 runs a week, then you would have one of them would be have to be a long run, one of them would have to be a
workout,
session,
and then one
and
of
one of
an
them
easy
would
run.
be your easy run. And could you make that work?
No.
No.
Not me personally.
I'd
break 100%. I'd break.
I think this is
I
a really
think a lot of people would.
this is a really teachable moment, right? And like we know you and your background.
Yeah.
So what people have to remember is you've come from an 800-meter background.
Yeah.
So this is a different conversation if Kat and I,
Yeah.
and what Kat's been doing for the last 5 years, Kat and I decide we want to do a half Ironman.
Yeah.
We will carry our 10K, half marathon, and marathon
Miles.
fitness and the miles we have in our legs.
Yeah.
We'd need less running to be able to run our chosen distance because of how much we've done it.
Yeah.
We're
I
conditioned.
think the highest I have ever run in my life, like in a week, is 110K.
Yeah.
And I did that once.
And your body for such a long time responded to 800-meter
sure.
and 1,500-meter training. So you don't have the stimulus
Yeah.
that, say, the history that Kat and I have over that long distance stuff.
Yeah.
And so for you just haven't built that. So you still have to
Resilience.
continue to build it.
Yeah.
Training age,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff is so different. Whereas, like, there are no doubt that I reckon there'll be some people that can run 3 or 4 days a week and run a sub 70 half. I have no doubt of that. But I think it's really the important
Depends.
conversation here is it depends on the person, the training history, the stimulus, the body type,
Yeah.
and the capabilities
Yeah.
and Tom's just really fragile.
in so many ways.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Would you guys agree with that?
I think you'd
Oh,
have
yeah,
to have
I think that's very fair.
I mean, there's a few things you need. It's a super high resilience, really high VO2, because you're not getting enough stimulus with 3 runs a week to really operate at a high aerobic capacity. I don't think. Like
Not if you don't have the history.
Yeah, if you're just trying it, like coming from my background or someone who runs say 50K a week, it's nowhere. You don't have enough time or days to get the speed and the long stuff and the recovery.
Do you also
for
think
that.
it's not enough like impact for race day
a good point.
because you're
Yeah.
everything else is non-impact, right? You're cycling and you're swimming.
You get like, as I've done the triathlon stuff for a little bit now, you get so fit, but that's also a trap because you get so aerobically fit. You're like, oh man, I'm jogging and I'm like barely breathing. I'm really in shape right now, but your body's not in shape.
Yeah.
So it's
a lot of it
patient.
is what you found when you transitioned up,
Yeah.
Kat, to your longer stuff. It was like you just had to get used to,
Yeah, you just have to adapt. Takes time.
Yeah.
and mentally,
Yeah, that's the hardest
because that's
part.
the other hard part is if Tom's used to racing 2 to 4 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, well, I need to be switched on and also learn the capability of your body to excrete.
How long can it push for?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
energy and allocate it over 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you found that out in Auckland, Kat.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I could hold this. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So to answer your question, there probably are some people out there, but there's a few depending
some anomalies.
factors. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say
That come
majority
into it.
probably not.
Yeah. I would say the majority wouldn't. I mean, especially running. I think you said running off a bike as well. Like, that's the other thing. You're coming off a bike where, I mean, obviously it depends how hard you bike and how fast you're biking and what the course is and all those. There's so many variables. But
I think it's great conversation though.
yeah. And obviously, Wanaka's not a fast run course.
I'd also just like
Either.
to point out how many Olympic triathletes Palone's had,
yeah.
which is your coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Hamish Carter, Sissons, he's coached a few. Chris
Yeah.
Gilmore, I think.
yeah, and he's almost helped Ethan break a sub 4 minute mile, and like, there's,
He's doing all right.
he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He's got some guys.
Yeah. I mean, and to his credit, like, obviously, this build especially is very much on the conservative side of anything we'd normally do. Basically, I'm not doing anything hard or strenuous until I get my Achilles like 100%. And that's kind of the goal, I think, with this race is just to be able to get to the start line feeling like I can finish the race and like run semi-normally on it. And then ideally finish the race and just go back into a normal week of training and not have to like take 2 weeks off and do the whole rehab and shit again.
Yeah.
How's it been feeling?
It's good, actually. Yeah, touch wood. It's been going a lot better.
That is definitely not wood.
Yeah, that might be wood. Yeah.
More wood than that.
Yeah. No, it is. It's coming along. Like I'll do my first light workout tonight since basically before Queenstown.
You picked the worst day to do it too.
I know it's gonna be so hot.
28 degrees and blowing,
And
70
wind.
bastards nor'wester.
So just my luck. But yeah, it'll be good to see. Like it's responding better now. I had a scan on it 2 days ago, and the swelling has gone down, but there's still some tendinopathy. They say like some degeneration, or maybe it's had a slight tear in it before, and it's just not fully healed yet. But that is good news because it means I can progress from isometrics to eccentrics and like dropping it down and trying to get some stretching and lengthening into it.
Nice.
Which I think is probably the bit that I've missed because I've never really got to that point. It's always just been angry, and I've only ever done eccentrics, so I've never like got it. It's always just been there, but you can get it to feel good on the eccentrics, I think. So you just get back into normal stuff, and I feel fine, but it's not really
It's not strengthening
fixing
it.
the problem.
I read not to go into it too much, but I read a guy's PhD because that's what I do sometimes. And he was saying like the pain side of it is often the last thing to come up
Yeah.
and the first thing to go.
Yeah.
And so lots of people, in the mistake they make when they're, and not that I'm giving out medical advice, but the mistake they often make is I'm no longer sore, therefore I can stop my exercise, my rehab, and actually you can still have the injury or the issue, but the pain is just the first thing to kind of disappear. But you still have the
That's literally what I would used to do.
yeah. Oh, it's fine. I'll go run 100 miles a week again.
And then you just
Yeah, I
get back
think
into
everyone
normal
thinks the
stuff.
same thing.
So now my goal is to literally stay on the gym stuff at least twice a week.
So you're 2 weeks from racing?
3.
3.
Wow. Yeah. 2.5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
You've had a bit of a bike dilemma.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just out of my control, really. Like, I'm very fortunate to be borrowing a friend's nice TT bike, but they have a friend coming down for coast to coast, so lending it back to them. So won't ride on it until the
Peak
week of the
time.
race, yeah. So that'll be funny, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the person using it gets through coastal good and it's actually in one piece. Otherwise, I'll be riding a road bike. Yeah, so that's happened, but that's fine. It was a good bike week. Still rather fatigued, but we'll come out of that probably next week and just drop it back to like 16 hours instead of 20 odd, and then
It's a lot of exercise, eh?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But that's that's excluding the gym as well. So probably more like 22 or 23, which is not too bad. Like I feel like I can manage it fairly well. And even last week, like that was with more hours in the shop and it was fine. So, yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm confident the foot will come around. So.
And I love how the post that they put up, the challenge Wanaka put up about you racing was you running a 5K on the track.
Because I have no triathlon photos. Yeah, I say, they're like, do you have any pictures of you doing a triathlon? I was like, nope. Here you go.
Other than this one shitty video that Pip took of you, like there's nothing.
Screaming. Yeah. That's quite funny because they talked up like my running pedigree and it's like, oh, it's the one thing that's lacking right now.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. No, but I'm excited to, because I managed to get in the invite race, which is cool, which means it's like a proper race start.
Yep.
So it'll be my first triathlon where I'm starting with like a bunch of people and kind of in a race and not, I mean, long courses kind of always, you're by yourself a lot of the time and time trialing and whatnot, but actually get to start with some guys now and know where I am in the race, which is cool instead of having to wait for someone to look it up on there. Think, oh, you're 2 minutes down on 75th or whatever. Yeah. It's like,
that's
okay, sweet.
Absolutely.
Where's 75th? I don't know where he
yeah,
is.
there's nothing, right?
Where's first? Sorry. But yeah, no, that's exciting. So fingers crossed it all goes smoothly from here on. Looking forward to it. And then get through that one and then do another one. I'll probably do Sea to Sky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's in Christchurch. It's a cool wee course to do. And then probably do Christchurch next or half. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be the next running race, I think.
I reckon I'm going to be able to organise us a couch at the finish line too.
Oh, we need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the idea. When did I say it to you on the...
Road relays.
Yeah, road relays. That would have been perfect. Like, get people as they finish, cross the line.
Yep.
Straight onto the
Coffee
couch.
club.
Yeah,
kind of coaching your idea.
I bought us a new toy. The
nice.
Road wireless.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
nice.
So we're getting mid-run podcast now.
Yeah.
We'll be running.
So
you'll be listening.
I bought that when I was in New Plymouth for 10,000 meter champs, which we'll talk about after we talk about cats training. But I was wandering around the PB Tech and I was like, you know what? We need more content.
Yeah, very cool.
Don't have enough. We need more.
We need more content. So how's your training, Kat?
I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I'm really fit.
Yeah. You sound like a dick.
She said it.
Fuck, I love that.
Like,
I love that so much.
Did you feel it after you had the down week as well? Like
yeah,
after the down week, and then you're like,
I
oh
definitely
shit,
needed that
I'm
down.
actually really fit
that
right now.
down week, but yeah, I don't know. Like mentally, I wake up in the morning, and I just visualize myself building this Lego block house that I just have to every day add
Put
the
a new
block.
on.
I love that.
Add the block, and honestly, it just gets me through the day and the week, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks have gone by, and then you're like knocking out these training sessions that don't feel that hard. Honestly, you can just do them. I will say I have had hills 3 weeks in a row, and I hate hill reps, but I just
That's why you have to do them.
yeah. That's exactly right. But yeah, I don't know. It's just been going really well every day. Just get the trainings done. I've had some really good long runs. Like I've hit 2.5 hours for the last.
Yeah.
You
3,
ran like
4
30 something K on
Yeah,
Sunday.
so I do 33 I try to hit. And that one had like 400 meters of elevation in it too.
Just absolute big dog stuff.
Yeah.
Kat's
Yeah.
coming out and running 240.
A sub?
Yeah.
100%. Like in my mind, like,
Yeah.
I probably could do that.
Yeah. I think you definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just feeling really good about how it's all been going.
So
and
catch training is going amazing.
Do you feel like too now? Because how long has Craig been helping you?
2 years. So
Yeah.
honestly, you need 2 years
Yeah.
at least with a coach change.
I was hoping you'd say that.
I've kind of learnt that from previous coaches too.
Yep.
So you need a decent amount of time for you really to
Yeah.
gain the trust both ways and then understand the trainings and
And know what you have to do to prepare your body for what's coming the next day, what you have to do
Yep.
after the session to prepare yourself for what's to come in a couple of days.
Oh,
All
100%.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And one thing I think I've really improved on is not fucking up the first 1K of sessions now, which has taken me
Distance
quite a
athlete.
while. But now I'm like, I can actually cruise the first one and it's fine.
Yes, it's okay.
You don't have to
Yeah.
blow the gasket like immediately.
Yeah, I don't have to go lactic in the first
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah. So that's been a nice change. But yeah, like my session last week, I did 3x3K around a little loop up in Thames because I was at home for the week.
Shit, yeah.
So that was nice. And the runs around there are really cool. Like it's all hilly loops and had a couple runs with Aaron Pulford up there.
Yeah,
So
cool. How was Aaron? Was he good?
yeah, he's good. He's actually training pretty well at the moment. I think he just got back from a trip from Canada and he was running around in the snow. But it was nice to be up there for the week, different scenes, and then I don't know, just getting the trainings done day by day.
You just take it. So how many weeks have you got now?
I think
12?
12,
12.
maybe 11 or 12. Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty exciting.
yeah.
It's pretty crazy. You've banked so many miles already
Yeah.
and you've still got
Last-
12.
I'm so glad I
Weeks,
didn't see the total amount
Yeah,
last
don't
week.
look.
Because
Don't
it was
look.
158. I was like,
Ooh.
but honestly, I couldn't have taken a step more.
Should have done 2.
But isn't it interesting?
100
Isn't
mile
it,
week.
God.
isn't it interesting for those people that have been listening to us now for what is 6 months today?
Yeah.
Is how you have expanded. You think I ran 120k, that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you listen back to like the first episode, you were back to record. It was like that's the most I've ever run, whatever, like 120, 130k.
Yeah, 130. I'd be like, that's
That's
so
huge.
many
And then like
Ks.
you're like I ran 140,
Yeah.
and then Tom and I making a joke like, oh, you run 100 miles. Like,
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. No
never.
way.
And then you, what did you run like 99
Yeah.
miles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
99 miles.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I'm okay. And I'm
Yeah.
still hitting the session. I'm still enjoying it. Like, obviously, everything has a ceiling, and you don't want to continue to like, and Craig's really good at managing that. But you're like, just how you've expanded your mind to and your body to be like, actually, I can do this. I can back this stuff up.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
nice
I think it's
to
a
know
great
that.
lesson for everyone listening. Is sometimes it can seem real big and scary, but how you talk to yourself
Yeah.
and manage yourself. And I think you've done a great job of that over the last 6 weeks of being like there's no way you would have sat here 3 months ago and be like, I'm fucking fit.
No, I know. I know.
Right?
No
yeah,
shot.
there's no way you would have come out and said that off the bat.
Or I would have seen the week's training and I
Yeah.
would have thought that's just so, like, I would have got actually quite down about it
Yeah.
probably because it's just so overwhelming. But
Yeah.
now it's like, I know I'm going to get through it. You just have to do it day by day. And then all of a sudden it's done and it's like, well, it's not actually too bad.
I remember having the exact same conversation with Matt 1 year, and was when we used to do tempos on a Tuesday night, and we used to do like 50, 55 minutes of straight tempo. And I remember saying to him, man, this feels like a lot, but I just keep turning up every week. Like I jog down to the park. Sometimes it's hard to get out the door, and you're like, man, maybe I should have a rest.
Yeah.
Like whatever, you kind of talking yourself up and down, and you start. I'll go warm up, and then you start, and you're like, oh,
It's fine.
my body's turning up.
Yeah.
Like it does.
Do you guys follow Steve Magnus?
He's bloody
So
good.
he's gotten me through a few days too, because you'd just wake up and his first posters would be just like, it's all about consistency. You just have to show up. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But it's so
I'll do it.
if you just
so easy.
grab that one little thing and you're like, okay, consistency, all right,
Yeah.
I'll just start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a bit more experience, and you say there's 10 reps on the program, but you only get through 8, and you're like, well, that's all I had today. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're not feeling any pressure to do 10 or 12. Like, that comes with a bit of experience too.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of read the workout and think you have to do it. It's overwhelming and big. And,
Yeah.
geez, that got pretty deep and meaningful. Didn't it? So, Cat's fit as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion. Thanks, Greg.
You've run more than I have, and I need to up my game. Cat's piling the pressure on, eh? I'm supposed to be the marathon guy.
I ain't playing around.
Ain't playing around.
I figure though, if I just do what I'm meant to do, I'm going to be so prepared on race day that it's not going to feel so scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to look back and think, shit, I've had 4 months of
Yeah.
real consistent work.
Yeah.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to do. That's how I want to feel on the day, is prepared.
And because the race will be whatever it is.
Exactly.
You can't.
You've put in the work. You
Yeah.
just have to, hope for
And
the best, I guess.
it's going to be hard, and you're like, I can do hard. Like I can cope with this fine.
Yep.
I'm not going to panic about it.
Yep.
I'm excited to see how you go, but I definitely am feeling the pressure of having to maybe do a little bit more.
It's like,
I had a head start on you, though.
Did a little bit of a head start.
Yeah.
I'll run over 2 hours 3 times this week. It's fine.
Good job.
And so obviously it was 2 weeks since we recorded.
I was just going to say, got a head start because you ran a 10K.
Yeah, I ran a 10K.
Perfect
Yeah.
segue.
10,000 metre national track champs was in Inglewood, which is just east of New Plymouth in the North Island of New Zealand. Small field.
Really small.
Quality
both.
field.
Small but quality.
Yeah.
And kind of both men's and women's seniors. We had an interesting day. It started. I had a beautiful. I don't know. Most people would know that when we do the night races, we tend to have a little jog in the morning.
Yeah.
So I kind of got up, had a little bit of food, a coffee, watched whatever show I was watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching that. It's on Apple TV.
Severance.
Can you straight away?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know?
It's annoyed me because they're coming out weekly and I need them immediately now.
I think because I feel that's me. I have this like me at work,
You're good with the numbers. You don't know what they do, but they're doing something good.
and like I come here and then I'm like me, right? Like
Yeah.
what people's perception of me or
This is your innie and that's your
Yeah.
outie.
and then I like close the door for dad and get in my car and I'm like I'm just dad
Yeah.
and husband.
True,
You know, like
I see
it's
that.
unbelievably close to real life when you're like, I guess, because I'm so invested in when I come to work and it's crazy and manic, and then I go home and that's crazy and manic, and you kind of have these two way separate lives. Because I got hit up multiple times in Mapua by people on Nelson
Really?
with like to talk to, like they just
Yeah,
come like
yeah.
yarn, and it took Andy about 4 times, and she's like, "Who are you?"
Are you a big deal?
Like, and I was like, I just me. Like, that sounds cocky, but it's not. It didn't mean to come across like that. But she was like, and I'm like, no, I've got this part of my life, and
Yeah.
people want to come and ask me about it, and that's great and fun. And I like helping them and talking about their running and stuff. And then I hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
And it was so I bought into the TV show. Anyway, what was I talking about?
The race.
That's right. And so I did a little 10-minute jog, and then you try and sleep.
Yeah.
The lovely Airbnb I stayed in was amazing, but they were putting up a new hand railing. To
no.
So it was a little bit loud, but it's okay. I had some earplugs and I had a wee sleep for 2 hours or an hour and a half. Get up and drove out to Inglewood. Fuck, what an amazing place. Like, in terms of the scenery, you've got Mount Taranaki in
It's
the,
a nice
that's
place.
cool.
in the background, and, it's kind of, but anyway. So, but there was a house fire next to the track.
Like right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
literally, we were warming up next to the fire engines.
Oh.
Like,
Smoke everywhere.
so I got down there and I hadn't looked at my phone for an hour and a half because I tried to stay off the stuff. And I didn't realize what was going on, and I kind of bowled in there as my usual self. Bowden, how the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
you not
and
get
I
the-
went in the track and the track's just under smoke. I'm like, okay, cool. What, are we going? This going to be on the road out the thing? Or?
Yeah.
Yes,
Bought my
road
flats.
10K. Whoop, whoop.
And I will. So they had to move the women's race.
Yeah, so they delayed it.
They delayed it, and they ended up actually contacting Oceania Athletics to ask if they could put the men's and women's together.
Oh, yeah.
Which normally you wouldn't be allowed to do in a championship race.
Yeah.
That's like sport rules or whatever. And so in the end, they decided because there was 6 in the women's and 9 in the men's, it would be okay to join the two, which was fine. We were joking about it. Then I said, if it's not a championship race anymore, can I wear my flats?
Yeah.
That was met pretty deadpan.
Damn it.
I was just
Don't push it.
making jokes. Craig made a joke. He's like, "Oh, it's that guy from the podcast. I wonder if I can talk to him." Fucking kid. I was trying to keep it lighthearted and fun, like how I have been. And then we all warmed up together. Toby, Julian, myself, Mike, and that was pretty good. And then my mindset was just get stuck in.
Yeah.
Try not to look at the lap counter until you felt like you really had to. I knew probably what my limit was. I really wanted to run under 30. That was like it was a perfect night. There was not much wind. And I said, this is my chance to try and get my track PB to somewhere the same as my road PB. Just haven't had the opportunity, and I want to be able to walk the next day.
Yeah.
They were like the decisions I was making. And Toby took it out real hard. Like him and Eric, obviously they're class 5K guys. They've got way more speed than I've got. Same with Julian. And so I was sitting on the back from fifth, cruising around, chopping laps. We're through 5K in about 14:50 or something, 14:45. And I thought, great, I just have to run 3 flats. Like, and Toby, for that 4th mile between 4.8 and 6.4 or whatever, really cranked it.
Yeah.
And we went from running our 440 miles to like beginning to look like a sub 430.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, not for me. I'm going to make a business decision.
Yeah.
I'm making a business decision.
Well,
And
it's
I
the
thought, well, all of Toby, Eric, and Julian are all nearly a minute faster than me over 5K on the track. So you're like, I have no right to be here. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, park my ego. I just want to run 29:50 or 29:45, whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought Mike kind of went with him, and I was like, that's great for Mike. He might have the day of his life, or I'm going to pull him back in.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I keep this up, I'm going to be walking with 5 laps to go.
Yeah.
And so I let them kind of go away, slowed back to my 71 mids, like my laps. And then at about 5.5K, sure enough, Mike started coming back towards me. I was like, happy days. And that gives you something to focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I went, okay, the race, my race right now is can I catch Mike? And I wasn't worried about the laps then. I was just like, well, that's my next goal. Got through him. And then I was like, okay. And he kind of tried to stay with me for a bit. And I was like, I'm just going to keep running my 71s. And then Julian looked like he was kind of coming back.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, okay,
Maybe
well,
I'll
there's
get
my race. Like, that's my
Yeah.
next race is see how many laps it might. And this must have been like 7.5K, 7K. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. Like, you know, shit, if I catch him and he burns me in the last lap, I'm no worse off.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so, yeah, I think at about 8.5K, I finally caught him. He's kind of tying up. And what I will say is I love that he finished. He probably wasn't having the best day he's ever had.
Yeah.
There's no way I should beat him on his best day. I
Yeah.
totally recognize that. But I love that he just got stuck in and just
Gave it a go.
gave it a go. Like,
Yep.
I think that's so cool. You got a guy, what's he run for 5K? Like 13:30 or something?
13:20.
Yeah. You got a guy that's that good, not having a great day.
Yeah.
It's so, like I say, inspiring might not be the word I want to
Yeah.
use, but that he just goes,
You respect it.
you're
don't
like,
you?
fuck it, I'll finish. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so for an athlete of that class. And so I caught him and kind of rolled through him. And then I was like, got through the 9K, starting to do some maths in my head. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I need a
How fast do I have to run?
256 to sneak under. And then I closed in a 250 and
Yeah.
ran 29:48
Nice.
for a bronze medal.
And so that's your PB overall?
My,
or is
my
it-
track PB.
Track
No, I
PB.
run 29:16 on the road,
Oh.
but that doesn't count. Road doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Track counts.
Yes, it does.
Well, it does, but I feel like
It's hard to justify.
I feel like I can definitely run faster now that I have the confidence my body will stay together. Same as what you've found with your marathon training. You now have confidence in how you can eke out that energy over the 2 and a bit hours. Now that I've run a 10K, which is the first one I've run in 6 years
Yeah.
on the track, I feel like if I ran a few more, I could definitely run faster. But if I was never to run one again, I think that 29:40-ish is a good representation of,
Yeah.
and I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I didn't even know I'd finished third until the guys came over and said they needed me. That's how much. That's honestly how much I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like,
PB, don't
Yeah.
know.
Like I was just catching people.
I was
mate.
just-
I
I was
don't know
just-
where I was. I was just trying to catch people.
but then I have a funny story about New Plymouth. So I went and ran at Lake Mangamaho. Have you guys ever run around there?
No.
Beautiful, like mountain bike trails, similar to a combination of Bottle Lake, the hill in Dunedin, the forest, whatever that's called, and then like Sticky Forest in Wanaka. Anyway, so I needed to have a shower, but I didn't have a towel. So I went in and I went to the Snap Fitness thinking they might do the towel service like
Oh, yeah, like
Chris
Alan does.
and
Yeah.
Michelle does. And they don't. And then I went across the road to the Pack and Save and I was like, surely they sell towels.
Yeah. No.
I had to buy some tea towels.
Oh no.
So,
You're wiping yourself down.
so I bought a 3-pack of tea towels for $1.50.
Bargain.
And then I walked back over to the Snap Fitness. The guy was like, "What are you up to?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, don't worry about it. I'm just having a shower."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay." Like, I'm just walking in with my like Pam's branded tea towels to the bathroom,
Oh no.
having a shower, and like,
So that's the
Wiping yourself
best
down.
thing about, like a gym that's
Yes.
everywhere. Because I did the same thing. It was at Auckland Airport, and I was like, well, I'm going to go for a run, then I'm just going to find a Snap and have a shower. It's great.
yeah. And honestly,
Perfect.
it was really good because I ended up hiring a car, and it just made the day a whole lot easier. And while I was kind of driving around by myself, have you ever thought about how long it takes a giraffe to throw up?
Oh, it takes so long. It'll burn the whole way up.
Yeah.
Acid reflux, poor fella.
Like,
Yeah, I feel
do you
really
think they have
bad
to like
for the
lie? Do
giraffe.
you think they have to lie down?
Yeah, probably.
And like,
Or are they that tall that if they just put their head on the ground, it's like a slide and it
goes
just goes straight out?
Yeah.
I want to make so many jokes.
That is true though. When they drink water though,
Yeah.
their head is so much lower than their body.
How does that work? They must have unreal neck muscles. They
Yeah.
probably give great
And they just
something.
that's how they
Their tongue go all the way down.
I'm gonna pull this up. Watch this.
So many questions.
As long as you don't pull it out, we're okay.
Pulling it up.
How long is their tongue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
where's
Very
a
long.
really good question.
But your tongue doesn't go down to like.
I don't know.
So there was like,
That's how they drink.
bro,
They like splay their legs.
Oh, that's really funny.
that is so vulnerable.
I love that.
That is so vulnerable. I wish I could be bothered putting the things that we look up on our
So
phones
their
on
head
YouTube.
is
And go look that up.
Go
giraffe
look up
drinking. They're
giraffes
like doing like
drinking.
splits on their front legs to get down low enough and just drinking water.
Oh, so they must have unreal neck muscles.
Yeah.
Lucky male giraffes. No, I guess it's you don't have to say that. And then I was wondering how Up and Go got a 5-star health rating.
Do you know what's the best thing if you freeze and up and go?
Turn into a slushy.
The best thing,
Well, it's pretty good.
like it's up there, top 5.
That's good.
It's good on a hot summer's
I
day.
found gluten and dairy free Up and Goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
No, but they serve their purpose.
Yeah.
I only buy up and goes if they're on sale.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just needed something
It's quite
as a
expensive.
post-run snack. Have we talked about what our favorite post-run snacks are?
Ooh. No,
What is your favorite post-run snack?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
I mean, I do like a protein shake.
Yeah,
Just
usually
it
like,
tastes good, and it's like
Cat's having a nippy.
yeah,
yeah.
it is usually a chocolate milk of some sort.
depends how hot it is. If it's really hot, I love a Coca-Cola. It's not really a snack though, but
Well, I mean, it's 75,000 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Do you know on the wharf in Mapua, here's a Mapua hack. There's a fish and chip shop
there is.
that has a gluten-free dedicated fries.
Really?
I had my first fish and chips
Oh, you did.
since
Yum.
2018. All right, so are you running the waterfront?
Nah, I'm gonna do the Gold Coast instead now, just because timing's a bit better.
Mm.
I'm happy just doing what I'm doing at the moment, getting through trainings.
So
and focusing.
we don't need Carl to.
Yeah, I won't be needing my burger fuel at the end there, but if you can get it to the Gold Coast, I'll be very happy.
Oh, that's a hell of a challenge.
With a lime thick shake, please.
Lime thick shake.
Yum.
I don't.
Oh.
We've talked about that's not okay.
It's so good.
It's just
honestly,
so
it
much
is.
processed crap.
Oh, processed food.
All right,
blah,
Grandma.
Blah, blah.
Back in my
Artificial
Mayday.
colours.
we caught the cow in the back paddock,
flavors, everything.
cooked it in the oven.
Nah, to be fair, after you finish a marathon or half marathon, you need whatever you want.
I tend to eat
Do you
whatever.
know,
I want.
I actually, after I made that comment about Burger King the other week, I stand by it. It's crap. It's so bad.
Did you go and have some?
I did. I had a Whopper and I was like, this is terrible. And it was so expensive. Oh, no. Disappointing.
That's an interesting name for a burger.
The Whopper.
Whopper.
Flame grilled.
Can
Yeah.
you call it a Whopper if you can fit it in a hand? Because it's like, that's not
It's not
whoppingly
even that.
huge.
Not even that big.
No.
That's what she says every time. I snuck it in at 55
And
minutes.
there we
You
go.
go.
If you're listening, credit to you. You heard it.
Are you still going? So after that little technical difficulty, I left my phone over there. So you guys had to run the last of the podcast because I don't know what we're talking about.
Well,
we talk about
Eat your
shoes.
veggies. Goodbye. No.
Cats
We'll
had
talk
enough.
about classics first.
Okay, classics.
Yeah. So
We're in the middle of
Cooks.
it now.
yeah.
So
Cooks.
the classics are a series of track events that happen in and around New Zealand
Yeah.
through the summer season, just in case people don't know.
Yeah.
And the last one was,
Cooks.
and it was cooked.
Yeah, it was very impressive. So, had Mr. Gold medalist Hamish Kerr back in action, which was quite cool. Jumped to 19, I believe, to open up. Obviously, he got the win there. And then other performances as well. The mile was always the main attraction at Cooks.
Yep.
It's where Peter Snell ran his sub 4 miles and world records, I think. And we had a pretty good field for the men's and women's, to be fair. Lyndon Hall made it look super
So
easy.
easy. What did she run in the end? 4:30 something?
4:30 something? Yeah. They went out
Slow.
ridiculously slow for
Yeah.
the first lap,
And she just pulled away.
which is typically how that goes without a pacer. And a massive field, though. It was like 25.
It was a big field.
girls or
Wow.
something
Women.
in the-
That's
in a
awesome
mile.
for a woman.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
for women's middle distance
Yeah.
racing.
There was more women in the
Mhm.
mile than the men's. Yeah, so Lyndon Hall, Australian Olympian, ran away from the field. I believe it was another Australian that got second.
Yep.
Izzy Thornton Bott.
Yep.
And then
And then Alison, I think,
Alison
was
was
third,
third?
and that was
Yeah.
she was the first Kiwi, so she
Yeah.
got the national title.
440.
440.
Yeah.
Shifting.
And
She actually
then-
looked really good too.
Mm.
She looked super strong. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes in the 15 tonight, and then hopefully she does an 800. So
Yeah.
probably
Mm.
pots, I'd say.
Yeah. So the women's 1500, we'll get to that later, but that's pretty stacked tonight. And the men's was another clinic from Mr. Tanner himself. Didn't go out super quick, which was interesting. They went out around 2 flat through 800, which he normally would go around like 156 odd. So I think that was a little off-putting for like the rest of the field because you obviously see Tanner go out and the pros, like there was 2 other pros in the race, Jack Bruce and Jared Clifford, and they went with him. And then there was a little gap with Dave, Matt, Sam, and Connor,
Mhm.
and someone else. Oh, Smolge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ethan. And they kind of dropped off like 600 into the race. And I haven't talked to any of the boys, but I guess in the headspace when you're following Tanner and you think he's going out in 155, you drop off, you're probably going to go through 2 flat. But he ended up going through reasonably steady at 2 flat. And the boys went through, I think, about 203.
Oh, so they closed well.
Yeah, so they closed well. They went out a lot slower than I guess they should have to try break 4. You ideally want to run it as smooth as possible. Third lap's always the hardest, dropped off a little bit through there and then closed home pretty well. But Tanner ran away with the race in 3:55. So another solid opener for him. He looked really good coming off Achilles issues. He's racing in Boston this weekend, I believe, in a 3K, and then a few races over there to start his indoor season. And then it was Jack Bruce. Jared Clifford came agonizingly close to being the first visually impaired athlete to break 4 on a mile.
Oh.
He was 4 flat, 0.7, I believe.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome though.
millimeters away from it. And then Sam Ruth, the 15-year-old, came through for 4th. So he actually got 2nd overall in the New Zealand champs at 15 and obviously broke the world best. I don't know if they have like world records, but there's a stat, I think, if he breaks 4 before December this year, he will be the youngest ever person to break 4.
Really?
He'll beat Jakob's record. Yeah.
Wow.
So
He's got to do it.
someone find this man
Set it
another
up.
mile because he is well and truly in shape for it right now.
Because what did he run? 401.
401.6
That's nuts.
or something. Yeah. So
Especially off a slightly slower start.
slower start. Which, to be fair, he said after the race it was quite good. He that was probably perfect for him
Yeah, okay.
and not to go out crazy quick. But I have no doubt if you put him in an indoor race in America on Boston's track, he'd break 4 easily.
Yep.
People don't run that quick and then they go in there and break 4. So,
And he looks like he's just enjoying himself.
yeah, he's loving it.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, that's what you hope for those young guys is they loving it and
Yeah.
enjoying it for all the right reasons and not feeling pressure of having to turn up and
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, so he took out second, and then Dave was third, 401, Matt 402, Smolch 404, and I think Ben Wall might have gone 403. So it was a good influx of people who came in after that. And then I guess the other result from the weekend would be Town
I was
running
gonna say, yeah.
ridiculously fast. over
60
metres.
metre
Yeah.
New Zealand record.
Yeah. New Zealand record by quite a lot,
Yeah.
650,
50.
which is like
It's unreal.
well on track for a sub 1000.
And so he qualified for World Indoors with that.
Yeah,
Which is cool.
which is pretty cool.
Will that be his first World Indoors? Second.
Second.
Second,
He
yeah,
went
he
there
went last year.
last time. But yeah, it's a crazy good race, and the guy who won it. The Aussie guy ran 6:43, which is equal 10th fastest ever in history.
That's
So
crazy.
for a place that doesn't get a lot of credit and recognition for sprinting, Oceania's on
Doing
top
pretty
right now.
good.
They've got number 1 and number 2 fastest times in the world. And they have started running them overseas and indoors and whatnot. So it's a pretty good start for those guys. It's exciting to see what they'll be able to do over the 100, like in the next coming weeks with races, racing each other now. So that was pretty cool. Don't think there was too much else going on in New Zealand.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. There's Capital Classic tonight, like we talked.
Which will be last night when this
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah. It's a Wednesday night New
Yeah.
Zealand time.
Yeah.
So there's a few good sprints. There's an 800 men's, a 1500 women's race looks really good. So we're just hoping and praying they get nice weather
Yeah.
because it's always
What's
the way
it
in
supposed to
Wellington.
be? Do you know?
I haven't looked. But knowing Wellington, it'll be windy at some point.
It's either absolutely perfect,
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, yeah, literally, yeah. So that goes again tonight. But yeah, following on from last week, someone get James Preston a sponsor. Just while we're at it, like, come on, I don't care. Who,
I was trying to rack my brain so I can help what I think I can.
Yeah, I know we're trying, but like I think it would even be better, like, just give him some shoes and then get someone to just invest in the man.
Yeah. See what happens.
Fastest man over 800, Olympian. Yeah, it's a shame, but.
But he's not going
His
to run
content is really good too,
And he's
by the
got
way.
really good content.
Yeah.
Like he promotes
quite a
himself
nice
well.
dry sense of humour. And
Yeah. His TikToks are great.
He's
I love
great.
him.
He's
Oh,
yeah. So
banned in
Macca,
America though.
cut a promo
Oh,
for
it's
this.
back.
Is
It
it
was like
back?
10 hours and then it's
Oh
back.
yeah, okay.
What was that?
TikTok was banned for like
right.
half a day.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
That's true.
I'll tell you what isn't banned. By the last Sportiva Prodigy Pro.
Yeah,
Where did
That's
you think
true.
that was going?
it's legal. I don't
Mate,
know. It could be anywhere with your bro.
you were.
I was trying to think like, what's
I
going to say
saw the fear of God in Tom's eyes just now.
next?
It's like weird.
Yeah. Wow. What a shoe from La Sportiva. Finally broken the mold of their. I feel like this year already is the year that brands are just going like,
Oh, we are
screw
cooking.
it.
We are cooking.
We're doing shit differently this year.
And I will make a video with Sam
Yeah.
about it because he's obviously our trail guy and
He has a write up on
he's got a write up on the website which I'll put in the show notes.
Yeah.
I think what I love about this is they haven't tried to just make a road racing shoe with a grippy bottom.
Yeah.
So the Prodigo Pro from La Sportiva come out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It is predominantly aimed at a sort of lighter weight, faster, racy-ish day trail shoe. For people probably, I mean, you could use it for any distance. I think it's going to be phenomenal in that sort of 50 to 100 mile
Yeah.
trail event. I think it's going to have amazing versatility.
Yeah.
The midsole is going to mean that it's very comfortable on a firmer trail surface.
Yeah.
The outsole is luggy enough to cope with almost anywhere I can think in New Zealand you would take it. And I'm thinking Tarawera, I'm thinking Abel Tasman, I'm thinking Kepler, I'm thinking Rootburn, I'm thinking maybe even the Goat, I'm thinking Valley Ultra.
Everything.
Yeah, I'm
Tick
kind of
them all
listening.
off.
I've done well for a road guy to remember all those.
That's good.
It's sandwiched the midsole. It's not like a really rigid carbon. It's flexible in the forefoot. So I think the midsole is a TPE blend.
Yeah.
It's super responsive, but super stable. That's the problem, right? And we've talked about this, Tom, at length when you say, and I won't name the shoe or the brand, but when you just take Road Tech, it's softer, it's bouncy, it's responsive or whatever. People think they want that, but when they get tired and fatigued on the trail, I don't think it is. And Sam said it really well, eloquently, even in his blog. We have now got a genuine trail brand making what I believe to be a genuine race day trail option.
Yeah.
Have you got the stats there?
I do.
I love the upper in there. It's a TPU yarn. It's going to be super durable. It's nice and flexible. You're not going to get the crease cracks that you get out of the heat welded overlays. You know, like we've seen that from brands. Last Sportiva have widened to the forefoot, stubbed to the toe, and so you get this sort of round shaped forefoot, similar to some of the old school Essex that we saw from 2016 through to 2020. I think 3 to 4 mil lugs.
Yeah.
You read off the stats.
6 mil drop.
Yep.
255 grams, so pretty light for a trail shoe.
Yep.
With all that tread. Don't know what the exact stack heights are.
I think it was it 42, 36 or
Yeah.
40, 34? Sorry, Simon and Bronny, I know you're listening.
Yeah.
I left my phone over there and I've got it written, but that's right.
It's a max cushion, extra cushion
Yep.
for the trail option, and then it's a pretty neutral shoe, but I'd say it's like inherently stable.
Yeah, it's got little sidewalls.
Yeah.
It's got some sidewalls. It's got the booty construction top. The weave into the upper gives you really good structure.
Yeah.
So you feel like you can't, unlike my Mizuno Neo Zens that I ran up the pipe this morning, I'm not going to slide laterally medially across the top of the quantity of midsole material.
Yeah.
I think it would be one of the first trail shoes I can recall in recent time where I've gone, shit, yeah, they've nailed it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I would kind of change. Inevitably, we're going to see people use it. They're going to wear it. We're going to find things.
Yeah.
But just little thoughtful bits like how the rubber wraps up around the midsole in the midfoot, forefoot area.
Yeah.
So when you clip that on stuff, it's not going to peel.
Yeah.
Woohoo. It's
Smart.
And that's kind of the little things, particularly when Tom and I and Kat, when you start picking shoes for the shop, these are little things that we're looking at, and it increases our confidence that someone's going to have a really enjoyable. They've gone a little external heat welded toe cap. The rubber comes up a decent amount, so you're not going to get that peel in through the front. Like most Last Sportiva products, it still fits a little short.
Yeah.
So if you wear a 43 and a half in a Essex or a New Balance, you might end up being more like a 44. I think Sam definitely found that. He was sort of having to go up half. Like I said, I'll get him on to do a full thing, but if you're looking for a responsive, cushioned, stable event day training shoe for the trail, I think this is...
It's one of the ones up there now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's leapfrogged.
Yeah.
It has really leapfrogged over.
Yeah.
I think I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of Tectonics 3.
Yeah.
From Hoka.
Yeah. It's jump the queue for sure.
Some of the foams in the Essex stuff are fine.
Yeah.
This is way more responsive than a Tribuco Max.
Yeah.
Like I'm just spitballing.
Yeah.
You may or may not want that. Like there's obviously why you'd use different things, different foams and stuff. But yeah, I guess the only thing is it comes in at $400.
Yeah.
So it's expensive.
Yeah.
But hey, we're seeing some shoes. I got some Norda shoes coming over for Sam to try. They're going to be $540 or something. I know.
Dude.
That's ridiculous.
Where do you guys think it ends?
I don't think it does.
I mean, Eddie just blew it out of the park with
Yeah.
$1,000 shoe. So that's kind of...
I mean, I have a
That's kind
socialist problem with it, but the capitalist in me is like, cost what it costs.
Yeah.
But I think there's features in this shoe where I feel like if it's used for the correct reason and the right purpose for the right person, it's worth that coin.
Yeah.
I think you can have a really enjoyable... Because these guys, some of the guys, they're out 10, 14, 20, 30 hours.
Yeah.
We're out there for 2 and a bit.
Yeah.
We could almost wear anything, as we found out with the guy that ran 218 in carbon fiber sandals.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Like we can get away with, but these guys, they're in their shoes for so long. So I'll get that video made with Sammy. I got a couple of ideas to ask the listeners before we sign off for the day, because this is a long one. You're still listening, we love you. We love you, which is 3 people, Logan, Carl, probably my mum. I had an idea. So we're still working on the Bluff to Picton race. We're just running into a little problem with the NZTA about running on the highways.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, they hate that.
They hate that. And we're going to run a highway for literally 1,000 kilometres. So we're just going to
The whole way.
we're going to massage that a little bit. But I've had this idea about we had 8,500 listeners in the last 30 days from all around New Zealand.
Pretty good.
And I've been getting some messages on Instagram via the shop or my personal one, some of the comments we've had across YouTube and Spotify. What we do is unique to us here, and not everyone has an opportunity for a running specialty store in their town or region. So what I'm wondering is, would our listeners and the people involved like us to set up a town tour where we, in some way, which I think would be far easier than running the length of the South Island with 9 people, we pick towns across. So the lady messaged me from Whangarei.
Yeah.
Someone talked to me from Westport. I had someone message me from somewhere on the east coast of the North Island. Like, if we pick towns, 8 or 9, ask the brands for all their demo fleets, chuck them in the back of the van,
We do a pop up.
and we do demo fleet group runs in different locations
That would be awesome.
that don't have a running specialty store. And so you've got all the shoes from Brooks, Essex, Hoka, Saucony, whatever, your big sort of 5 or 6 that serve the purpose for the majority of people. We ask the brands for a contribution, and then we pick towns that don't have stores around the country, and we hire a van and go for a drive.
Go for a drive,
And
go for a run.
And every second day we are in another town.
That'd be pretty cool.
And we
That actually would be really fun.
so I think,
Good exposure.
oh well, yeah, there's that, but for me it was more like for people. They want to try stuff, they want to be involved in the community. We're so accessible in terms of what we're doing with the store and stuff. How do we then reach that at a personal community level? And because the community is no longer just Christchurch, the community is New Zealand. And to be honest, I think we had 500 Australian listeners.
Yeah.
So you like it grows and grows and grows. So it's like there's even like Norway, and the guy who's buying this, I'm buying the Say Sky stuff from. Listen, he's like, you guys are funny.
Yeah, I'll do a pop up in Norway.
Sweet.
So I'd like
Cheers,
feedback
Say Sky.
from our listeners who have now been listening for 75, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd like some feedback from them to see if that's something that like the country is interested in.
Yeah.
In some way we can kind of work out around our training and lives and stuff, how we would organise 2 weeks on the road.
Podcasts
Yeah.
in each store.
But you might link it with a gym or a club or something in each town who has had this kind of the most prominent local community, and just build it around them, and we're just kind of there to facilitate people being able to try stuff, go for a run. Because that must be so hard for people in places that you can't try anything. Like, I mean, that's the most questions we get online.
I know, especially with shoes. You literally have to put them on and see how you feel. In them and how they fit.
So I know like some of the brands are doing it over in Aussie just themselves, but I think it'd be so cool to have like the selection. Here's how we think about stuff. We can actually fit people in them. Like, an hour and a half, an hour before the run, people come and yarn to us. I think it'd be great. And it's not about selling anything. I think we'd probably sell something anyway, just on the back of it, like bringing exposure to what we're doing. But it would be, Anyway,
that would be fun for us.
That'd be fun.
Food for thought.
Yeah, food for thought. I can't do it by myself, so you guys have to be interested.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm interested. I'll go. 100%.
But yeah, feedback, please, people. Feedback.
Do you
Tell
want
me.
us in your town?
Please and thank you.
Coming to a town near you. The Knockout Crew.
Permanent KO.
Yeah. TKO.
Okay.
TKO. That was my best work.
Yeah, that was good.
I haven't got the notes. Is that us?
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are done, eh?
No, that was genuinely
That was a great
it.
one.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, follow, harass Tom to get Strava, follow Cat Strava because it's animal dog. Animal.
I changed the titles now too, so
Oh,
more
it's gone all.
It's
What's
like,
the American lady's name who does funny jokes on her Strava? She broke the American record, but it's been broken already again. She was in the Gold Coast.
Shalane.
No,
Deslin.
no. Oh, they're so bad.
For what? Oh,
The half marathon.
yeah.
The Canto.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's funny as hell.
Well, I'm gonna follow her.
She's so that's I listened to her talk.
Okay, mine's not that funny, so
I try. I haven't had anything funny in the last.
I do my best.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Following our training. Love you heaps and eat your veggies. Enjoy.